Hello everyone, Darren from Movie Reviews 101. Time for another weekly roundup. First up we had Brick Mansions. This was Paul Walker's last complete movie and is actually a remake of a French movie, District 13. It has the same lead guy in it, doing all his parkour and free running. It's insane what he can do, and it follows Paul Walker as a cop and the free running criminal trying to take down the lord of the town, but there's always a twist in these type of films. It's actually a very fun film. I give it a 66%. Next up we have a very disappointing one in Max Payne, the video game adaptation that just doesn't quite work, even with Mark Wahlberg and Mila Kunis. It is confusing. I never played the game either, and I still don't like what I saw. I only gave this a 56. Next up was Vintage Wednesday. We went with Fear, another Mark Wahlberg film, alongside Reese Witherspoon. In this film we have Mark Wahlberg as the bad boy as such to the teenage Reese Witherspoon, but when she breaks things off he turns a little bit psycho, and yes, it turns from a romantic comedy to a thrilling horror. Actually very good, great beginning for both of the two young stars' careers, and I gave it a 76%. Now this weekend I had a Paul Walker weekend. We all knew and loved this actor. He hadn't done too many huge films, but when he did perform we saw some solid films. First up I looked at Timeline. This was about the idea of being able to fax people into the past. Yes, it's mad. It's written by the guy who did Jurassic Park, Michael Crichton, and it has quite a nice young cast that, if you look now, are all quite well known, with Gerard Butler in supporting roles and Michael Sheen. This doesn't come off as well as it could. I did enjoy it, but it's not brilliant. I only gave it a 60%. Next is Takers. This one is also part of the Walker weekend. This follows a group of bank robbers who are the best of the best and have just completed one of their great jobs when an old associate offers them one more score, which means they can retire. They toy with the idea, yes or no, good, bad, but with one very determined cop things get a little out of hand, and it's actually quite a thrilling film. It's almost like a poor man's Ocean's 11, but it's also a lot more real than Ocean's 11, and the fact that they're all not A-listers makes it feel a little nicer than Ocean's 11. It's not as good, but it has a better feel to it. Give it a 75. The final Walker weekend is Running Scared, the ultra-violent action thriller about a low mob guy who fails to dispose of a gun and then spends all night trying to track it down, meeting a range of colourful, deranged mental killers. Yes, it's fun, again, very hard and interesting to watch at the same time. You don't really know what's going to happen next, and there's a few twists and turns that really do carry it strongly. 71% for this one. I also did a top 5. This actually turned into a top 5 versus post against a friend of mine, Leslie, and a friend of mine who also has another site called Sofa Watch, Alid. My top 5 though was Lance Harbour from Varsity Blues, John from The Takers, Joey Gazelle from Running Scared, Nolan Hayes, which was my favourite film of his, which I think is his best performance, but not my favourite, for Hours, which was absolutely thrilling, best of his career. And finally, number 1, Brian O'Connor, because the Fast series is the king. Now next week I have a James Marsden, yeah, you know, the Cyclops in X-Men. Yeah, I doubt many people know, everyone I've asked can't give me another top 5. So thank you for watching. Remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check out the site, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you have a versus you want to go one-on-one with my site with, leave a comment, we'll try it. You versus me, who's got the best list? This is Darren, and thank you for watching.